look at these things wherever there is potential by converging with the credit subsidy linked schemes of the government to see that actual credit flow goes. Even now for the long-term credit, the dependence on informal lending also is high that we need to, there is another issue, sir, where, for example, horticulture department we are coordinating. They have got some credit subsidy linked schemes, credit linked subsidy scheme. Banks, horticulture department, which will be facilitated with NABARD. Similarly, animal husbandry also, the secretary also has spoken, sir. We are also trying to have some regional meets wherever those type of clusters are there. Identify the clusters, identify the potential beneficiaries, see that credit flow goes. So that will be really helping the capital formation of agriculture, sir. So this is one area that will be also should be working, sir. So that will be helping in the long-term agriculture growth. That is one concern even at the government of India level and RBI level also, sir. That is another one. And coming to another new model that is coming is that farmer producer organization, sir. In the last meeting, our agriculture ministers are also was there. So now both SERP has done some, horticulture department, NABARD also has promoted. I think ultimately today production, more than production, the post-production issues related to marketing is a major concern. So government is creating infrastructure, storage infrastructure. Using this, how they will be able to have a better price by involving institutions like either NCDEX or SFAC through the modes of ENAM. I think we need to work on this by involving FPOs. So NABARD also is working, sir. We would also like to work with institutions like the department and SERP. I think some models in each district, some 5-6 FPOs which are really models having a good turnover of 10 to 20 crores, which are managed by the farmers, which are more like a viable business enterprises. I think that should be the, and also having the technology orientation and market orientation. More than production, they should have technology and market orientation. They will be the next generation institutions for us to take agriculture forward. I think some investment, we also request government, sir, to convert the various departments schemes through these FPOs, whether it is your custom hire centers or micro irrigation or other schemes, so that they have members of 500 to 600. So that will be for the common benefit of FPOs, but at the same time their capacity has to be built significantly. So that institutional building process has to go on. The support services from the departments and banks will come. Then they become a viable institutions. I think FPO as a model possibly should be looking at as a futuristic institutions.
I'm very happy, as you rightly mentioned, there are two issues. One is...
Sir, just to focus, sir. On this particular issue, SERP has sent a letter, sir. Detailed letter has been sent by SERP CEO Krishnamohan also in this regard. And he has given a suggested guidelines also for bank linkage of the FPGs. But I don't think SLBC has done any homework on it, or whether it has issued the guidelines.
Detailed guidelines were issued to all the bankers.
On
FPOs.
Okay.
Done, sir.
No, only here, sir, NABARD and SLBC.
So it is including the agenda also now also.
Yes, sir. Is, as you rightly mentioned.
Yeah, we have given, sir, after we receiving the guideline from SLBC, we have given instructions to all our branches to open the savings account for the FPOs found by SERP. And they have proposed for lending an SHG type of lending, sir. But actually yesterday there was a 37th Foundation Day celebration of NABARD happened at HO and RO, sir. But this FPO, what they are projecting is slightly different from the FPO operations suggested by SERP, sir. So these are activity oriented, mostly one product oriented, some 500 to 1000 members should be there in each FPO. So SAR is talking about bigger FPOs where...
if you need, you can integrate also as a confederation. There are viability of organization. Suppose there is one FPO, only 50 members of farmers, one is 75, like-minded or similar line of activity, economic activity or crops. Then you want to bring viability, 10 or 15 FPOs, you can make it a confederation. they can work it out. Then that will be more viable also for making transactions or economic activity and linking with forward backward integration also. Here what I want to, even NABARD has to react here. All our ideas are on paper, which are all sometimes not in execution. Some are, ideas are be good. When you put it in operation, then you will get some problems. On the basis of that, you have to modify the organization and you have to build the capacity. Now we are very clear. I want to go to nearly 100 lakh acres of horticulture. There automatically, there is a problem for cold chain link. Now we have created a cold chain link company itself. So that some sustainability, there is a distress sale. Then how to dispose? Yesterday if you see, all bankers has to appreciate how vicious crisis will come. In Chittoor, there is a problem of Totapuri mango. Rates have fallen last year 18 rupees per kg, 20 rupees. This year all of a sudden it has come to 4 rupees, 5 rupees. Then there is totally distress, farmers are annoyed. If I leave as it is, this year no pulp factory will operate. Then automatically they will become sick. Next year there won't be any production. Okay, if distress sale also, farmers will give it to them. Next year nobody will give or nobody will raise gardens itself. They won't protect. I have given 2 rupees 50 paisa per kg as subsidy. They are giving 5 rupees. Now we are able to manage in such a way crisis. Both mango pulp industries and also farmers, to a certain extent, they are able to overcome the crisis. This type of interventions were very clear. Institutional building, NABARD has to come forward and other agencies, banks has to come forward. Always, you cannot write it on paper, execute as it is. Now, you can, I can ask my people, different sectors, they can react. Agriculture and then others. Now you have seen their version. Now what is the position in the field? What you are expecting now?
Namaste, sir. Sir, first of all, like to place on record the excellent work done by all the banks in extending loans to the tenant farmers, sir. I think AP has set some sort of a record as far as the tenant loaning is concerned. I think 3,100 crores is a very good achievement, and I congratulate all the bankers. And that also, I think, puts a lot of pressure on the entire system this year, because now we are targeting not less than 10,000 crores this year, sir. As on today, it's about 624 crores, sir, to tenant farmers against, I mean, the proportionate target of more than 1,000 crores. Overall, the credit disbursement this year is pretty good, sir. 21,000 crores by July 11th. Compared to last year, July ending, it was 28,000 crores. But here I would like to again flag that this data is very difficult in forthcoming, sir. In fact, we've been saying, Honorable Chief Minister also in every SLBC makes it a point to say that the data sharing has to happen. And we've been saying that through data sharing, branch-wise, bank-wise, we'll be able to do a lot of analytics and then actually help the banks in, recovery and other things. Today, everything we get end of the season or, even then without any analysis. It's just figures and some macro numbers on which obviously we can't take any good decisions. So I again, at the cost of repetition, I think I again put in this request that data sharing on, if not on real-time basis, at least end of the day, or if the banks can give us the dump, like what we have done in SERP, we'll be able to have a mechanism of, culling out the relevant data for the analytics at the departmental level. Again, the other issue, sir, regarding the institutional mechanism, I think FPO is a good starting point, sir. Today, under our drought mitigation project in 5 districts of Rayalaseema and Prakasam, we have already formed 110 FPOs, sir. And these are all small and marginal farmers. And now we should encourage these FPOs by providing, a single source of, credit. And FPOs are also now encouraged to operate on the ENAM. In fact, we have, in the last meeting, our commissioner has promised that FPOs will be given space free of cost in all the AMCs. So the FPOs can actually locate their office in the AMC, aggregate the produce of their member farmers, and then bring it to AMC. And today in some of our AMCs, I won't go to the extent of saying we have achieved it, but definitely there is a price discovery happening in few markets like Adoni, Kurnool, and for few commodities. So FPOs and the members will definitely benefit by playing on the ENAM, and more players on the ENAM, I'm sure the traders also will fall in line, and then we'll have more and more price discovery happening. Sir, and finally, regarding the institutional mechanism, sir, one proposal that we have circulated to government, sir, is to empower the RYSS, sir, our Raitu Sadhikara Samstha. In fact, it is actually conceived on the lines of SERP, sir. SERP is meant for empowerment of women. RYSS is meant for empowerment of farmers. So, first of all, we need to identify a full-time CEO and also have a structure where we'll have something like SERP structure, sir, different directors, so that RYSS can actually then do the same thing what SERP is doing for the for SHG women, sir.
You can do that, no problem at all.
Yes, sir. So in fact, finance has to clear the...
No, you said it immediately, there is no problem at all, you create. No.
Okay, sir. If that comes, sir, RYSS will then be able to handhold all the, not only the tenant farmer FPOs, but in general all the FPOs also, and ensure we take care of all those issues like 1 year certification and other things.
Yeah, it is without question. That is a very good thing, you go ahead.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. That's from my side, sir.
Shall I say one thing, sir? This is regarding data sharing. So, if as SLBC, we have the software for data being disseminated from the bankers, but it is not up to the mark. But recently, lead bank revamp scheme is happened. In that separate web portal will happen, sir. On real-time basis, data also you can get in the future to come. Recently, Reserve Bank of India has devised this portal, sir. Soon it is going to be there. On real-time basis, we will get the data.
No, only problem is, can you, as on today, we are going for geotagging of e-cropping, everything. Real time, I wanted to get the data. What is the accuracy of data now we are able to establish real time e-cropping?
Sir, we've now done some POCs for satellite based area mapping, sir. And the accuracy ranges from 90% for paddy to about 60-70% for other crops, sir.
No,
but if we have more ground truthing points over a period of, I'm sure by next season, we'll be arriving at more than 90% accuracy.
No, but I'm saying now you can go for integrated model.
Yes, sir.
Hybrid model. Both satellite and also geotagging at grassroots level, either
E-Panta will,
E-Panta you can establish both,
Yes.
and then you can put it online. What I am asking you, from the last 4 years we are doing the same exercise, we are unable to come to certain conclusion. Can you have a subcommittee on this, both government and your side, and arrive some positive this one? Now I am very clear, we are able to overcome crisis in agriculture. From now onwards, I want to take agriculture to different platform. One is increasing productivity and proper price, proper credit intact, timely credit. All other things I am telling you, either seed, fertilizer we are reducing drastically.
Yes.
As on today, what is the reduction in fertilizer?
Sir, about more than 10 to 15% reduction is there, sir.
Last year?
Yes.
Overall 3-4 years?
3-4 years, I mean, the maximum reduction has happened in the last 2 years, sir.
It started with 7, sir, and it reached 15%. In 14-15, it started with 7%, and now it is 15%, 15.5% reduction.
115?
1.5.
1.5?
1.5.
You are able to reduce 1.5. Even then you have to go, what about pesticides?
Pesticide reduction is slightly lesser, sir. Maybe it will be about 3 to 5% reduction. But with ZBNF, I mean expansion of ZBNF, sir, to 5 lakh farmers this year, I'm sure both in pesticides and fertilizer will have major reductions.
That is what I am asking.
Yes.
So ultimately we want to go for ZBNF. We wanted to reduce consumption of fertilizer and pesticides. It is a premier agricultural produce will supply to the market. Now what I am asking, all these things, anything for that matter, we are going real time or in time. Now even temperature we are monitoring, pest prediction module we are going. Only I am having still problem, timely credit. I am using this word. 3,000 crores you have given last year. But at the end of the day, adequate and timely required. Credit we are unable to manage.
Just one point and suggestion also, sir, because it has come from NABARD also earlier. A guarantee risk fund on the lines of CGT, MSC should be there as the tenant farmers lending keeps on going up. Because tomorrow you should not complain coming back saying that NPA risk is becoming very high and we will stop lending, we will slow down or anything. Think in advance, keep a guarantee risk fund, just make a suggestions, we will also collaborate so that this lending should go on smoothly.
Now last time also I told very clearly, NABARD and also RBI and bankers, you can come back, that risk funding for tenant this one, that will go smoothly. So that also this committee can decide.
Sir, this risk fund will definitely improve the lending to the required level for tenant farmers, sir. So definitely we may form a committee of both state government and NABARD.
No, I am asking the same committee can go through
Immediately.
sharing of information.
That will certainly help all the banks.
If this is done, sir, I have confidence that this year itself we can do 5,000 crore plus easily, very easily.
No, he is saying target is 10,000 crores, you are reducing. Required what is...
And last year we kept 6,000 plus, sir, we were able to do 31 number.
What I am asking you, what is the requirement, what is the matching you are able to do? That is important. Okay.
So now itself we can perform from planning and agriculture department, NABARD and RBI banks, so major banks.
No, you do one thing, both these things, finance, planning, and also our agriculture secretary will be there. From your side, 3 members you can put it, both you can do it. SLBC and also NABARD, one more? RBI. Okay, these 6 members can sit together and then complete it. Okay, agreed.
Second one, sir. One of issues from finance, sir. So, as per the Honorable CM's instructions, we are supposed to map all the accounts which are open in the banks, government accounts which are open with all the banks, but the current accounts and the savings accounts and then the fixed deposits and all with the CFMS, the Comprehensive Financial Management System. So therefore, we request all the banks to provide the view facility to the CFMS for the accounts what we indicate to you, so that we can actually monitor actually what is happening in all the accounts, so that we'll have a comprehensive information with us. This is one. And then also I have a request about this implementation of the government schemes, particularly the welfare schemes and all. The 2016, 17, 17, 18 are still yet to be implemented. In the subcommittee also we have made it clear that we have to complete and the disbursements of the loans of 16 and 17 and 17 and 18 by July 15th. But as per the information I have, about by up to 9th of July, only 77% of the 16, 17 and then 62% of 17, 18 are completed. So we request again to complete this process by before 15th of July. And if we are not able to complete this as we resolved earlier, we are going to remit back the money already deposited with you. All of you are aware that we are all the constraints, financial constraints what we have. As per the desire of our Honorable CM, we have ensured that all this, the money has been deposited with you, we are well in advance, and you are not extending your lending share from your side. So we request you that please complete this process. So with all the difficulties, most of the banks are aware that we are coming for the loans also certain times. With that also we are able to deposit in advance to you, but you are not supporting this. Please complete this, and also for this tenant farmers particularly, I appreciating the earlier performance. This year 100% we expect that it should be done, because last year out of the 4 lakh the beneficiaries, more than 1 lakh has come from the AppCorp, and then followed by the Andhra Bank and State Bank. So all request all other banks also just please participate and then achieve this the target of 10,000 crores. And also we request that there is some information as in requested with the Industries Department for sharing of the information. So please do provide that information for the industries. In the last time subcommittees we requested, so that also please furnish this information. And then there is I think the Andhra Pradesh government is the only government which has provided recovery tracker for all of you. It is the benefit for you rather. So even for that also I think some banks have completed these MOUs and some are yet to complete the entering into the MOUs. Particularly the MOU is completed, but the data sharing is not taking place for the AppCorp, Bank of Baroda, Canara Bank, Central Bank of India, Karur Vysya Bank and Saptagiri Bank. Please do share your information, though you entered into agreements. And I request all of the banks which have not yet entered into agreements, kindly enter into agreement and then provide this, share this data.
As you rightly mentioned, we are only the government which is having comprehensive financial management system. It is almost all it is stabilized. For the last 3-4 months it is up in operation. Now I can track every receipt and expenditure. How it is coming, all these things real time, online. It is beneficial for the bankers also. Now even a tracker for investment, what is the stage, all these things we are putting on that, so that we can have a information if we share on industries like that, everything if we put it online, then your recoveries will be much higher. So this is one more thing I want to tell you. No government is near to us as on today. Even Government of India, they don't have a comprehensive financial management system. This is where we are going systematically. We are having our own advantage for that. Ultimately, I want to bring transparent governance in all walks of life.
One more request for them. One last request, sir. The housing schemes, I think we have already indicated that the urban housing as well as the rural housing, the beneficial contribution we have allotted the various banks. So kindly request is that now immediately please process that the beneficiaries contribution, and so that some of the banks have to complete this process. We have already identified the beneficiaries. Please process for this beneficiaries contribution. Thank you.
Shall I print agenda, sir, quickly? Agenda.
Professor, just adding to what finance has said, from ROSS there are 2-3 issues which need to be addressed very quickly, because UCs for the year 2017-18 have not been submitted till date. We request the banks to submit all the utilization certificates for 2017-18 as quickly as possible. and we have requested for escrow account statements also from the banks. Like suppose State Bank, Andhra Bank, when they release the amount, it comes to your account and from there you give it to the subsequent branches. Therefore, that escrow statement we wanted and we have requested it repeatedly. We need it pretty quickly. And there are still some complaints flowing in where the grievance redemption amount which we have credited to the branches has not been credited to beneficiary. That we are furnishing a list regularly. Kindly see that it is done very quickly. I have a list of banks also. I do not want to name the number of branches like SBI 49, Andhra Bank 31, Chaitanya Godavari 21, Syndicate 10, UBI 7, APGVB 6, Bank of India 4. They are yet to submit. Therefore, kindly expedite this process, and even in RNG, JLG also. We need to get information from the banks. I think around 1,681 accounts we have yet to receive information. Repeated emails have been given. We will share it again to you also, SLBC. Kindly see that this RMG, JLG
Please share to us. Please share to us. Minutize this. I think we have to. Sure. So shall I go quickly the agenda, sir?
Sir, better we will go to department wise. Okay. They are having any problem, then bankers are having problem. That is better work. Then horticulture, complete horticulture, and then we'll come to welfare.
Sir, thank you, sir.
Industries.
So there are only 2-3 points. One is all our project-based activity which is pertaining to the post-harvest management is linked with the term loan from the bank. So their bankers are coming forward to disburse the loan, and that we are able to ground. Other than that, individual loanings, there are some problems related to security, like if somebody wants to go for a small ripening chamber with low investment, there this issue has been raised earlier also, the problem of urban security which is being insisted by the bank. Second, sir, this protected cultivation, that is greenhouse and shade nets, the rate of interest is very high. It ranges almost from 12.5 to 14.5 when I have checked up with the beneficiaries. So I don't know why it cannot be included in this priority sector lending, and why rate of interest cannot be at par with other agriculture sector. Because that is one activity where now, particularly in Rayalaseema area, a lot of farmers are coming and we are supporting, including bankers are in fact in Godavari, Chaitanya Gramin Bank is working with us in Guntur district. So that is one area which maybe I'd request the SLBC to look into, and maybe the RBI can also look into it, sir.
What is the reaction for that? RBI and also SLBC?
So I guess, sir, priority sector, RBI has not put any cap on the interest rates, but I suppose the bankers actually, the cost of funds will reflect the cost of funds of the banks as well as the risk that they are taking on that sector. So it reflects the risk that the bankers are taking.
Can it be taken into priority sector? That's what.
Whereas priority sector, so that interest everything.
It is included under priority sector. The rate of interest can be removed.
And one submission, sir, we are also now insuring these structures. We have MOU with the insurance company, so insurance premium is being paid. So risk also to a large extent is being covered through the insurance. And it is purely horticulture, agriculture, agriculture based activity.
Sir, ultimately in agriculture, you want to overcome crisis. This is only the way. Go for horticulture or aquaculture or dairy, livestock. You want any clarification? Also seek clarification for RBI and Government of India also. This type of agriculture related or modernization agriculture you have to welcome. Better recoveries.
Private sector only, sir. There is no problem. Private sector only. But individual banks have liberty to charge the rate of interest even under private sector. Maybe if some banks are particular activity, if the rate of interest is there, I think that can be.
No, today I will request all bankers, see, after this private sector lending certificate norms, facilities, we are able to, sell certificate. So therefore, whatever commission we are getting, we can pass on certain kind of better rate of interest to such activities. So that is the whole idea of RBI to kind of put it for sale. So we must, normally under priority sector, such a kind of a 12% analysis looks to be very high, because we can get the benefit of priority sector lending certificate selling. So I would request all the kind of controllers here to see that all this activity be brought, if it is not brought under, it is under priority sector, should be classified. If it not, then interest also should be looked at.
And regarding FPO, sir, what CGM NABARD deliberated on the issue, sir? We are working with the NABARD and other government departments for achieving convergence, so that we have a uniform approach for taking forward this FPOs and FPC. Government of Andhra Pradesh has already come out with the policy, sir, on which the training programs are being conducted. So two things we are going to do during current year. So one is capacity building of the board of directors and the CEOs of the FPOs, and second is capacity